Hello, I'm Brent Bell from the University of Washington's Information School, and welcome to this presentation on my linked data project. For the assignment, I chose a subject near and dear to my heart, music. I'm a huge music nerd. Actually, I've spent so much time involved in music that for the most part, I've kind of avoided it for high school projects. But for this final one, I figured, why not? So before library school, I worked at this place for a while, the Crystal Ballroom, owned by the McMenamins Brewpub Empire. This is a historic concert venue in downtown Portland. It can hold a couple thousand people with an official capacity, I think, of 1,500 for music events. So it hosts some pretty great shows from mostly national touring acts. I worked there for about 6.5 years, first as a bartender, then as a music marketer. McMenamins actually has 21 venues of different shapes and sizes, so I marketed over 100 shows per month. Managing event records and metadata actually helps kind of put me on the iSchool path. And I also did this. From 2005 to 2009, I was a board member and communications director for PDX Pop Now, which is a Portland music advocacy organization. It stages an annual 3-day 50UN music festival, puts out a double disc compilation every year of Portland music, hosts music events in local schools, stages concerts at City Hall. So it's a pretty neat thing. Hundreds of Portland artists contribute to it, including bands like the Shins, Sleater-Kinney when they were still around, the Decemberists, Britt Daniel of Spoon. So it was a great way to be involved with the music community there. So that's pretty much all to say that I've been to a lot of shows, especially in the last decade. Not so much now in grad school. Um, but I realized that I've never actually kept track of any of them and that I'm starting to forget some of them as I age. So I decided to start a spreadsheet of concerts I've attended and use this personal handcrafted set of event data as the basis for my linked data project. Let's go over to Google Refine now and take a look at it. Okay, so here we are in Google Refine. Here's my current project. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll go ahead and create a project with a smaller set of those concerts. And that abbreviated list is right here. Let's go to next. Okay, great. 10 shows. Everything looks good. Let's create the project. Alright, and let me walk you through what I have here. Concert, that's the name of the event. I use a fairly common convention, naming convention, artist-venue year. Common enough, that's the trick. Headliner, I hope that'd be self-explanatory. Here's the opening artist. Genre, I've gone ahead and included a music genre in a music ontology I used for this project. Genre does have performance as one of its domains, so I thought, why not? Give me another fun element to include. Venue, I went ahead and added the city as well. Date, the fun thing here is that all of my dates in Excel were in Excel date format, but they imported it in this nice, XML-friendly date time format. I don't really need, and I didn't ask for the time, and I'm not sure how to get rid of it yet, but there it is. Price, that's the ticket price. I might have fudged these a bit. I don't know that I can exactly remember every one. I think they're pretty close. Same thing with attendance. But I've worked enough shows. I feel like I'm a pretty good judge. So I will stand by my estimates here. And album promoted. So many shows, not all but many, are actually performed in service of promoting an album that an artist has recently released. You often hear that concerts or tours are supporting an album. And looking at most of my shows, I think that was the case. So I've included it, and again, gave me another fun resource to include. So let's just start reconciling some of these. Let's start with the headliner. I'll be our musical artist. DBpedia will take its time. And let's see. DBO band. That sounds about right. Again, it will take its time. There it is. So, looks like it's confident of some of its matches here. The rest we'll have to make sure. Bill Frisell, that is Bill. Great. But rather than now reconciling all of these, because I have more than one column with resources that can be linked, let's just go ahead and take a look at the cake that's already out of the oven. So here's my project with all 60 shows. As you can see, again, 6 of the columns have linked resources in them. Headliner, opener, genre, venue, city, and album. So let's go ahead and take a look then at the old RDF skeleton. And rather than trying to redo this from scratch for you, I will just show you what I already have. Of course, we changed the base URI. For namespaces, prefixes, I added a couple, DC terms, and this one, MO, which is, right here, that's the music ontology. If you want to take a look at it, just musicontology.com. Primarily, I think it's geared for recorded music, but it also covers performance, so it worked for me. And the first thing I did with that was use this RDF type property in the index, row index, to say that each concert here is a resource that is of the class performance, a class I got from the music ontology. So in each description set, again, each one will be a performance. I also got to use the music ontology for a few other properties. Headliner is a music ontology property, as is genre. Some of these are my own. Concert, opener, had to make up myself. Venue, let's see. City, I changed that to in-city to make it hopefully a little more semantically clear. Date, use DC terms. Price, attendance, and the album of my own. Again, I changed album promoted to promotes album. Some of these are just text, like concert. Price is a non-integer number. Attendance is an integer. But the 6 items which I could link to resources, though, I changed to URIs and did the cell recon match. And I found for those, you can also, if you want to get even trickier, you could add the RDF type property to each of those to say what class a thing is. Like I went ahead and play around with that. I could add like musical artist for my headliner. But I found that in the description set, it gets really complex quickly, so I removed those. So let's take a look at the preview and see what all of that accomplishes. Okay. Sorry for the little hiccup there. Apparently in the course of doing this video presentation, my main project just basically got corrupted and died and vanished. So when I have time, I'll have to go back and recreate it. But to finish up this presentation, fortunately I had already exported and saved my RDF XML file. So I've taken some of that out, put it in the validator. It validates. As you can see here, lots of the objects of my triples, again, are resources themselves, which is neat. Here's the first concert. Again, you can see that it's of the type performance. So that was cool. Yep, piles of triples. Here's the RDF XML. I think I have 10 shows in here. Oh, and the graph. So yeah, again, since lots of my objects are resources and some are used by more than one concert, lots of the genres, venues, and cities will point to the same object. Rock music, electronic, Portland, Oregon. So I think you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you for joining me in this presentation of my linked concert data project.